In this video, I'm going to share with you what happens to the physical body as we ascend and how cosmic occurrences such as this upcoming new moon solar eclipse impact our physical body. My name is Carolyn Yakopich, and I am a divine feminine embodiment coach. And I also love to help people on their ascension path to really connect in with their divine light and remember their birthright of abundance and who they truly are. Now, we are in this potent, expansive portal right now. We can feel this energy come in before it even begins. And this is typically what happens the more sensitive we become, the more aware we become, the more conscious we become. We start to feel the impacts of these cosmic events well before they actually happen. And usually the way that things happen in the cosmos is there's a bunch of events that happen prior to the big event, the main event, and it's a preparation phase for this cosmic event that occurs. So when it comes to the physical body, we are carbon based in our physicality. And so this means that we are holding a blueprint to anchor density within our body. And this density is what we have not expressed in our life. It is the emotions that we have repressed, the words that we've swallowed down, and the aspects of ourselves we have not allowed to shine. And so every time that we don't allow ourselves full expression, we store these imprints in our bodies. Anytime that we experience trauma or shock and we don't allow ourselves to process or grieve or release the emotions around that, we store it in the physical body. So our physical body becomes more dense and heavy and weighted, which could then result in feeling an array of different emotions, feeling out of balance, feeling anxiety, feeling depressed, feeling, always like you're on edge and in that fight or flight state of being, expecting something to go wrong. So many different emotional reactions can come from this when we don't allow the full flow of our emotions and feelings to move through us. So remember that emotions are energy in motion. If they are not moving, they are being stored and imprinted within us. And so we have many different ways we can move this energy. And as we are ascending, what is happening is we are shifting into a crystalline light body, which means that the density is beginning to dissolve and release out of our system as we do our shadow work, as we allow ourselves to first and foremost accept the feelings that run through us and allow them to be there without clinging on to that state of being and holding ourselves hostage in that emotional imprint. And so we have access to use our breath, to use our body, to do different practices and techniques to release these emotions. Kundalini yoga is one that I absolutely love, that's like a fast track for the body. Dance, ecstatic dance, moving energy, chanting, using our voice shifts our consciousness very quickly. And it's not about figuring out where we're at from an analytical point of view and then staying in the story, because the more that we attempt to work on the situation through the mind, the more it amplifies. So have you ever noticed, like, talking about something that you're going through and you're still in the reaction of it? And sometimes, yes, it feels good to vent and to let it out and to share. And then if you tell that story again, you're anchoring it deeper into you. And then if you tell it again to another person, you're anchoring it deeper. And it's like you're on the hamster wheel of that story and unable to let go of the situation and of that experience. And you're reaffirming it in your consciousness every time you speak in that story. And so this is really an invitation to do the work on an energetic level. Because as we ascend and we become more light and crystalline, we are expanding our consciousness, we're expanding our awareness. And that means that we become more aware of our habits, of our patterns, of our behaviors, and we start to actually see the truth of where we are holding ourselves back from being in our light, from being the full embodiment of our divinity and our sovereignty. And when we can start to see our habits and patterns that are playing out, we see it from an observation point of view. So as we do meditation and breath work and all the practices that help us to come into that state of presence, that stillness within, we start to detach from the story in a healthy way. Not from avoidance, not from turning our back on what is going on and focusing elsewhere, from actually stepping back and becoming the witness to the story that plays out. So the only way out of the story is to not be in a story at all, to not be identified with anything, any label. And I can share that I've struggled so much in my life, and I mean struggle, I'm using that word lightly, with labeling myself as a coach, as a mentor, as a teacher, and what my niche is. And I feel like I'm this fluidity that is always changing and always shifting. And I honestly feel in the embodiment of truth when I am not identified with anything, when I am truly connected into my presence, to the stillness and the awareness, so that I am connected and plugged into source and become this channel for information to come through. And when we get to that point where we allow this energy to flow through us, we are infusing ourselves with light. And so as we ascend, we are becoming more light and bringing in this energy of these cosmic events. So this new moon in Libra, solar eclipse that happens tomorrow on October 14th. And as a reminder, eclipses impact us for the next 6 months. So until the next eclipse season, these energies will continue to play out in our life. And we will start to unpack and unfold what we are stepping into and rising up into through this process, through this cosmic event. So as the earth, now we're stepping on Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is a consciousness. Mother Earth has a magnetic field, the energy field, the aura. We have our own energy field, and so we merge with Mother Earth. As we are connected to the earth, we are also connected to the stars. Our radiant body, which is the theme of October, expands beyond the aura and universally, connecting us in to the cosmos. So there's this saying in the Kundalini teachings, the 5 sutras of the Aquarian age: when we vibrate the cosmos clear the path. And I feel that resonate so deeply within. If you think about when we connect in to, first of all, nature, and if you can imagine yourself in a lush forest with your feet barefoot on the earth and feeling the soil beneath your feet, or even when you garden and your hands are in the earth, and that feeling that you get when you merge with the energy of Mother Earth, and how powerful and grounding that is for your body. It releases the electrical current out of the body and recalibrates your system, which calms you. And so equally, we have this ability to connect in with the cosmic field, to the universal flow of these energies that are moving through the star systems and impacting us. And so when we connect into the themes that are occurring and the shifts of energy that are happening, we shift very quickly and we open ourselves to a whole new state of being. And so if you think about the teaching, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. It is right there. It is available to us. And so as we have these cosmic events, this new moon in Libra, which is testing our relationships, it's giving us this opportunity to see which relationships are holding us back from being the full expression of who we are here to be. It's also showing us which relationships are supportive to our path. And so to really look at where in our own being, where we are out of alignment in our relationships. So there is part of us to clean up so that we step into the relationship through a clear lens of truth and love. And so if we are playing a story in a relationship that is enabling somebody else to not be in their full power, or we are in a relationship that is enabling ourselves to be in a victim consciousness and not in our full power, we are doing a disservice to humanity. And this is an opportunity to look at those places where we are holding ourselves separate from our wholeness and to course correct. And some relationships, it will be necessary to let them go. And once we let them go, there will be some inner work to do to release the residual energy that is still in our consciousness that attracted that relationship. Other relationships, we can do the inner work and align ourselves, and everything starts to fit in place. And the other person starts to shift their frequency to match your frequency, and then you work together to elevate into another state of being together. So we have this opportunity to use these cosmic events to align with what is being presented. And I'm seeing a lot around me of relationships that are being dismantled, reconfigured. And so this is really an opportunity to also go a step deeper. It's not always about, first and foremost, the romantic relationship. I think that's what people think about so often, right? So we have our family, we have our friends, we have romantic relationships. We also have relationships with the things in our space. We have relationships to our home. We have a relationship with our addictions or with our habits and our patterns. We have a relationship with our yoga practice, our meditation practice that we do daily. So it's an invitation to go a step deeper and to really look at, what is my relationship to myself like? That is where we start to course correct, and then everything around us will shift. And it's showing us what is important for us to really be in alignment with our truth and with love. And Libra is the scales of justice. One of my favorite stories from Egyptian mysticism. If your heart is as light as a feather, and the feather represents truth, at the time of your death, you no longer reincarnate on the earth. You ascend into the heavens, return to source, and you become that full embodiment of divinity. And we are here. We have this opportunity here and now to restructure ourselves, to clean ourselves out, to release from our consciousness. any impurities that are holding us separate from that. And we have the capability to be that embodiment here and now on the earth. This is what the ascension process is about. And so it's important to anchor into the earth, to feel the energy, to ground ourselves. Because when the light comes through, and especially with a solar eclipse is an active energy, and it's amplifying the new moon energy. It's amplifying and magnifying and intensifying the energies of all of this. And think about solar, the sun. It's lighting things up, it's activating, it's heating, it's detoxing. And so when this energy is being moved into the planet, filtered into our bodies, it starts to shake things up. I literally can feel when I'm receiving downloads and information and processing, and my body, it literally feels like my energy in my body is doing this, and I can't even go as fast as it feels. Everything starts shaking. And I can tell you, a couple of days ago when I did this first eclipse update, I walked away from making the video. I have no clue out of anywhere where it came from. All of a sudden, I went into a state of anxiety. And I was like feeling, and I'm like, ooh, I don't feel very well. I feel off. Like I'm feeling a lot right now. And then, I'm processing. So I step back and I'm observing. And then I always come back to my breath. My breath gives me keys and codes to where my state of being is and how my body is and where I am in my functioning. And I noticed that my breath was super shallow in my chest, as if I was holding my breath. And so that, to me, was the first key to come back and slow my breath down and relax my breath into my belly and come back to my diaphragmatic breathing. And then I went instantly outside. I put my feet in the earth. I put my hands on a tree, and I breathed the energy in. And I created that energy exchange so that I could release everything that was being shooken up within me and recalibrate into that grounded energy. And so as these light codes come through our system, they shake things up, they surface things that are no longer in alignment with our highest and greatest good. And it is truly a profound opportunity for transformation. And the more that we listen to what the cues are within us as the observer, as the witness, from that place of stillness and aligned action, we can move forward and give ourselves what we need. Rest is so important right now. When you feel exhausted and you keep pushing through and keep going, it's going to burn you out. We are literally being upgraded, sitting, doing nothing. This is the shakeup. This is the ascension. This is our evolution as we continue to grow and evolve. And it's here. Time is speeding up. Time is really no more. Yes, time binds us to this third dimensional space. Yet when we slip into that presence and stillness, we notice that time is not of essence. We never get it back. Yes, this is true. It is one of our greatest resources. However, when we slip into that state of full embodiment, we are able to move beyond time and space and into realms beyond this world where we access wisdom that we are here to share. And so I want to share one more thing with you about this anxiety. Anxiety's energy is very similar to excitement. So today, it is Friday the 13th. It's the day of the divine feminine, the day of the goddess. I have another video about that talks about the distortion of this day, that when the patriarchy took over, it was a repression of the divine feminine. And so I have a class this evening. It's a sacred women's circle, and I'm feeling so excited and so lit up. And I was experiencing, prior to this video, that energy again. It was like, my friend calls me a hummingbird. And that's how I can explain it. I felt like the hummingbird, and I was really excited, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to be together with the women again. And I'm feeling completely lit up. And in that moment, I'm like, wow, this feels like my energy 2 days ago when I was feeling anxiety. And it feels expansive and relaxed and blissful, simply blissful. And so sometimes the anxiety that we feel is simply not knowing that it's excitement, that it's light. We are being infused with these higher expressions and higher levels of consciousness, and it's cleaning us out. So if we can simply do what we need to do to relax into it, there is a whole new world of expression, of freedom, liberation, and bliss for us to experience. If this video was helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be posting more videos like this, continuing to do these updates in October. And I hope you have the most amazing eclipse tomorrow. If you're interested, I am hosting a Pay What You Can workshop online tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it will be a workshop that works with these energies of the new moon in Libra and the solar eclipse as we enter into eclipse season. 2 weeks from now, we will have another eclipse in Taurus, a lunar eclipse, and a full moon. And so we are in this energetic portal, which is so potent, and it will be working with us and through us for the next 6 months. If you're interested in learning more about this Pay What You Can workshop, comment below with the word eclipse, and I will reach out to you with more information. Have a beautiful eclipse season, and I'll see you very soon.